Hi, yeah, another one. A late night Saturday movie now, and it was Steven Soderbergh's Unsane. Um, it's a technically interesting film, the best kind of interesting. The whole movie was shot on an iPhone, and it shows off the technical capabilities of what you can do with this kind of technology, as I have discovered. But once you get past the technical innovation, mm, um, Claire Foy plays the lead role, a young woman who has been pursued from city to city by a stalker, and she goes to a medical facility for a counselling session, signs a document on the way in, and after her session, she's sort of examined and she thinks this is a bit odd, and then given a gown and shown to a ward. And it turns out the document she signed was for a 24-hour hold, and when she resists this, it's up to a week. And it turns out that the hospital is actually running a scam to milk patients' insurance policies, because, of course, this is America, where if you want to be healthy, you've got to pay for it. So there's this whole scam running where they confine people who are mentally sufficiently healthy to be allowed out on their own, just for the money. But it turns out her stalker is actually working in the hospital. And at first she thinks this is a hallucination, but no, he's actually working there. He's actually a nurse on her ward. And it turns into this thriller about being locked in a hospital with the man who is obsessed with you. And it's two movies. One is a serious, point-making, didactic drama about abuses by corporations of the American medical care system, and the other is a B movie about a crazy stalker who is after a woman who's got her locked in a rubber room, and it's for a film that's trying to be about how the mental health system is abused by corporations. It doesn't have a particularly nuanced view of mental health. The stalker character is played by Joshua Leonard, who is the one remaining member of the cast of the Blair Witch Project who is still a professional actor. He's very good. He manages to be sort of creepy and menacing without being too over the top. But the character is written as such a hammy villain that it's hard to take seriously. Claire Foy is very good, I thought, particularly given the way a lot of it was shot. The entire film, and it's like a 90-minute film, was shot in 10 days. So it must have been very intense, very high energy environment, and a lot of the time she's sort of acting at the top level in terms of intensity, and it's a great performance. The problem is it's not one thing or the other. The two sides of the movie never properly mesh, and you feel like you could have the two separately. And it's not even that original. The idea of mental hospitals keeping healthy people confined illegally dates back, I think, to Shock Corridor, a film from the early 1960s. The stalker keeping the subject of his obsession captive is as old as the hills. It's a well-made film, but it feels a lot more like Soderbergh had an idea of, maybe I can make a whole movie with an iPhone, and he's just plucked this script off the shelf. Yeah, this will work. This is this is fine. It's quite good. There's an opportunity for some good performances, but more importantly, there's an opportunity for me to use my gizmos. And so it feels like a technical exercise for a script that really isn't good enough. It could have been two quite good films. Instead, it's one inadequate one. But it's great to see that Steven Soderbergh is still just doing weird movie experiments. It would just be nice if the results were a bit more satisfying.